When my car broke down, the mechanic opened my trunk, then slammed it shut, pale as a ghost. Get in your car. Drive to the police. Now. I asked what's wrong. He grabbed my keys, hand trembling. Someone hid something that'll get you killed tonight. He slipped me a number. Call this. Say code red. They'll explain why you're next. My name is Colton Reeves. I'm 41, and I live in Spokane, Washington. I built Reeves Security Analytics from the back of a hardware store 10 years ago. Now, I've got 22 employees, 5 commercial contracts with local banks, and a deal in the works with the state university. I earned it. Every dollar. Before this, I was with Marine Force Recon, then Intel out of Ramadi. What I learned there. Everything can be taken from you if you're not paying attention. I didn't think I'd ever fall in love, not after the service. Then I met Jenna, my wife. She was a trauma nurse I met at a veterans fundraiser. I'd sprained my wrist punching out a drunk who made a crack about PTSD. Jenna patched me up without blinking and made me laugh while doing it. That was 9 years ago. Today, she texted me a photo of our bulldog wearing sunglasses. He's packed for our trip, she wrote. We were 2 days away from leaving for Glacier National Park, anniversary trip. I was still smiling when my assistant, Byron Slade, poked his head in. Your 3 o'clock's here. Some guy named Callum Drake. I froze. Drake. Callum Drake had been sniffing around for months. Represented Orion Systems, a megacorp disguised as a security firm. They'd already bought out 3 of my competitors. One was dead from an accident a month after selling. Another vanished overseas. They made me an offer. Then another. Each time more pressure. Each time, I said no. Tell him I'm running late, I said. Let him wait. Drake sat in my office like he owned it. Slick suit, fake smile, dead eyes. Mr. Reeves, he began, we're offering $16 million. That's over market. Not interested, I said flatly. You sure? He glanced at a photo of Jenna on my desk. I saw your wife at the Mercy Gala last month. Beautiful woman. Would be a shame if something disrupted your peace. When he left, I just sat there, quiet. Still, that wasn't a negotiation. That was a warning. Like and subscribe if you've ever had someone threaten what you love most. And comment below, what would you do if a stranger threatened your family? The next day, I got a notification from my bank. My company accounts were frozen. Irregular activity, they said. No explanation. Just enough to stop payroll 2 days before the trip. I covered it with my own savings. That same night, our home security system, the same system I designed, glitched. Cameras froze. Motion sensors tripped at 3:14 a.m. No one there, at least no one visible. Jenna saw me staring at the screen, sweating. She touched my shoulder. What's going on, Colton? Elite. System update. I didn't want to scare her. She already had a history. Her ex-husband had once locked her in a closet for 3 days after she tried to leave. Took her years to trust people again. So I said nothing. The next morning, I got an email with no subject line. Just a video. It was footage of me at a coffee shop, meeting with my accountant. Except it wasn't. The video showed me talking about hiding money offshore. Fraud, tax evasion. But I never said those words. It was a deep fake. Perfect lip sync, matching audio, completely fabricated. Below it, sell to Orion Systems or this goes to the feds. You have 5 days. They were playing dirty, but I didn't know yet how far they were willing to go. 2 days later, my SUV started choking smoke as I pulled out of a gas station near West Sprague Avenue. I called roadside assistance, 2-hour wait. Then I remembered something. Byron's cousin, Lance, owned a body shop about 5 blocks away. Old school guy, served in Fallujah, said I reminded him of a younger version of himself. I walked the 5 blocks, told him my Tahoe was smoking and stalling. 15 minutes later, he had it in his shop. That's when it all changed. He came out pale, lips twitching. Colton, don't panic. I opened your trunk. You need to take my truck. Don't drive yours. Don't even sit in it. I blinked. What did you see? He handed me a slip of paper. A number. Call this. Say the words, code red. Then drive to the police. But not with your car. I looked at him, stunned. Lance, what the hell's going on? He stared me down. Someone planted something in your trunk that will get you killed tonight. I made him show me. We walked to my Tahoe. He opened the trunk for half a second, then slammed it again. But it was enough. Inside, Vacuum-sealed packages stamped with a black cobra emblem. Drugs. Maybe heroin. Maybe worse. 3 kilos. Below that, a burner phone and a manila envelope. I took the envelope, hands numb. Inside were photos of me shaking hands with people I didn't know. People who looked like they belonged on a DEA watch list. More deepfakes, but some were real. Photos of Jenna, at work, at Trader Joe's, walking her dog. A note, typed, drop compromised, eliminate driver, stage out. V-Lance grabbed my arm. You've been set up, Colton. They're going to kill you and make it look like you overdosed. The photos, the drugs? You're already a news headline waiting to happen. He shoved the paper with the number back into my hand. That's my nephew. Ixia. Doesn't trust anyone in the department anymore. Call him. Now. I called a number from Lance's office. The voice on the other end was low and sharp. This is Darius. I said the code. Code red. Silence. Then, where are you? West Sprague. Lance's auto body. Stay there. Lock the door. I'm on my way. He arrived in 10 minutes. Mid-50s. But eyes like a hawk. Gun on his hip. Inside Lance's office, I laid it all out. The threats. The photos. The fake video. The heroin in my car. He looked like he'd seen it all. But this? Even Darius was rattled. That emblem. Black Cobra, he muttered. That's Los Nueve. Cartel, out of Juarez. You've been made into a mule without knowing it. And they've already issued the cleanup order. Why? I asked. Why would a cartel come after me? I'm just a business owner. Because of who's paying them, Darius said. Callum Drake. Turns out Drake wasn't just a shark in a suit. He was something worse, a broker. He connected major corporations with crime syndicates. Money laundering, political donations, cartel logistics, fake shell companies. And Orion Systems? A shell. A pretty one. They wanted my company for one reason. I had dozens of small businesses on my client list. The perfect cover to wash dirty money through safe, boring accounts. And when I said no, Drake decided to take it anyway. Frame me. Kill me. Push Jenna to sell what's left. Feds won't believe you, Darius warned. Too clean. Too convenient. They'll arrest you. Then you'll die in custody. He looked me dead in the eye. So I'm asking, how far are you willing to go to fix this? I thought about Jenna, and I said, as far as it takes. Darius had a safe house on the edge of Spokane Valley. Unmarked building, blacked out windows. Inside, 2 people waited. Margot Trent, late 50s, gray pixie cut, wore glasses that magnified steel-hard eyes. Used to work white-collar fraud at the FBI, she said. Got pushed out when I asked the wrong senator the right question. Next to her, hunched over a laptop, was Kai Ventura, maybe 30. Quiet, twitchy fingers. Cybercrime division. Got bored. Built a backdoor into the IRS. Got caught. They offered prison or government work. Ipikade chi. Now, Darius said, tossing the envelope from my trunk onto the table. Let's see what they're really trying to hide. Margot held up a USB. This contains transaction record from 3 front companies Orion owns. We just need to connect them to Los Nueve. Already working on it, Kai muttered. And bingo. Offshore accounts. Bitcoin laundered through shell businesses in Bismarck, Tulsa, and Henderson. He turned the screen toward me. One of the documents had my company name, forged contracts, fake bank routing numbers. I was already on paper, part of their operation. Here's the problem, Margot said. We can't go to the feds. Someone in the Spokane DEA office is compromised. Might be more than one. Then we do this like I was trained, I said. We collect everything. We watch. We bait. We let them reveal themselves. They stared. Force recon? Darius asked. I nodded. He grinned. Good. We're not just clearing your name, Colton. We're going to burn this entire operation down. One of the cartel contractors Orion used was ex-military, Bishop Cortez. Dishonorably discharged from the army after a failed op in Syria. But I knew him. We'd been stationed together for 6 months in Kuwait. Back then, Bishop didn't care about rules. But he hated cowards and wouldn't hurt innocents. I found him at an underground fight club near the train tracks. Shirtless, bloodied, winning. When the fight ended, I waited by the lockers. You look like hell, I said. He didn't smile. You look like a ghost. I need 5 minutes. Why? Because Callum Drake hired you to kill me. He didn't blink, but I saw his jaw tighten. And my wife, I added, nurse, doesn't even know what's happening. He wants it to look like I OD'd. She's next, probably staged as a suicide. Bishop exhaled. Damn, that's cold. Help me stop him. We'll get you immunity. New name. Clean record. He shook his head. That's a fantasy. It's better than being next. You really think Drake leaves you breathing after this? Bishop looked away. I have a daughter, he said finally. She's 6. Her mom thinks I'm dead. You want her to grow up thinking that, or see you as the man who finally did something right. Long pause. Then, Drake keeps records. Backup files. Physical copies in his office. Every job. Every name. Orion Systems sat in a high-rise downtown. Top floor. Tight security. Guards with sidearms. Facial scan locks. You'll never get in, Darius said. Not without a miracle. I don't need to get in, I told him. I need to be inside before anyone knows I'm there. We found the angle. Cleaning crew came every Thursday night. Midnight to 2 a.m. Janitorial company used a rotating staff. Margot pulled strings. Got me a badge and a jumpsuit. Kai worked the tech. I can freeze their cameras for 9 minutes. That's it. And I can't do it twice. We rehearsed it, over and over. Night of the job, I walked into Orion headquarters pushing a mop. Nobody even looked at me. 12:47 a.m. camera loop starts. I take the service stairs 2 at a time. I find Drake's office. Behind a bookshelf, a steel safe. Manual dial. Combination? Bishop told me. 6-4-2-8-1. His daughter's birthday. It worked. Inside, black ledger books. USB sticks. A separate envelope marked Reeves. Inside that envelope, a printed email instructing Bishop to clean up Reeves and deliver the product. A forged will giving Jenna control of my company. Another set of documents showing that if she refused to sell, Orion would threaten her into it. Or worse. I stuffed everything in a trash bag and left. Back in the service hallway, just as the cameras blinked back to real time. I made it. We gave everything to Darius's old contact at DOJ, a USA Hannah Poe, East Coast Tiger who hated corruption. She couldn't move fast without alerting the snakes inside local law enforcement. So we staged something bold. We faked my death. Old body from a county freezer. Similar build. Car fire staged on the side of Route 195. Coroner's report filed. Death certificate signed. Colton Reeves, dead of overdose in a car fire. No foul play suspected. News spread fast. 3 hours later, Jenna got a call from Drake. She had him on speaker. Jenna, I'm so sorry about Colton. He had so many secrets. I can help you with the transition. Your husband left behind some liabilities. But if we act quickly, Jenna, bless her, played it cold. You vulture, she said, and hung up. 2 days later, the FBI raided Orion's headquarters. But not before I showed up very much alive. I walked into their conference room, flanked by Margot and Poe. Drake was mid-sentence when he saw me. His face drained. Impossible. Not quite, I said. But this is... I dropped the folder on the table. Proof you used cartel killers to destroy my life. And proof you plan to do the same to my wife. He lunged. He didn't make it far. FBI cuffed him, screaming. You think this ends with me? He yelled. You're a dead man, Reeves. You hear me? Dead. Margot leaned in and whispered, smile for the camera. Drake's arrest was just the beginning. In the days that followed, Margot and Poe launched simultaneous raids across 3 states. Offshore accounts were frozen. Shell companies were dismantled. Over 40 terabytes of data from Drake's safe were decrypted by Kai in less than a week. But the real damage? The witnesses. Bishop testified in full detail. He exposed how Orion had acquired 11 companies in 2 years, every one of them using force, blackmail, or murder. He named names. Drake wasn't just using cartel connections. He was a cartel middleman. He arranged hits, laundered money, funneled weapons back across the southern border through fake security contracts. And now it was all collapsing. Then came the next twist. FBI tapped Bishop's phone under surveillance agreement. 2 days after Drake's arrest, Bishop got a call from Spokane detective. Make sure the body stays gone. If Reeves turns up alive, none of us walk. The cop's name? Détective Rentravers, Narcotics Unit, 20-year veteran. Darius ran a background check. Travers had 2 homes, one in his name, one under an LLC tied to an account that got deposits from. You guessed it, Orion Systems. They took him down that night. Internal Affairs brought Travers in. By morning, he was flipping like a fish on a dock. He gave up 4 more dirty cops, 1 assistant district attorney, and a retired judge who'd signed off on 6 forged warrants. 3 weeks later, I stood outside Spokane County Jail with Margot. Drake wanted a meeting. Poe approved it, supervised, and recorded. He was in orange, shackled, but his smile? Still smug. You think you won, Colton? He rasped. You've barely scratched the surface. No, I said. You did that. By threatening Jenna. That's what broke your game. He leaned forward. She's going to bury you. You think she wants to live with a man who lies to her? Who fakes his own death? I stood. Jenna's stronger than you ever understood. She didn't run. She helped build the trap. And now you're right where you belong. As I left, he screamed after me. I built empires. You were nothing. But it didn't matter. Because he wasn't the one writing the story anymore. I was. 3 months later, Jenna and I walked through Riverfront Park, the bulldog trotting ahead of us. The news had blown up. Veteran outsmarts cartel. Business owner brings down multi-state criminal network. We got hundreds of new clients at Reeve Security. But none of that mattered like what came next. Jenna handed me a small, white envelope. Inside, a photo of an ultrasound. You ready to be a dad, Colton? I just stared. My hand shook. After everything, the lies, the near death, the war, I finally felt what peace was. I hugged her tight. I'm ready. A month later, I got a letter. No return address. Inside, thanks for giving me a way out. I never thought I'd live long enough to protect my daughter. Now I can. I framed it. Put it on the wall in my office. A reminder that revenge doesn't always look like violence. Sometimes it looks like justice. Sometimes it looks like family restored. And sometimes it looks like a man walking his dog in peace, knowing no one will ever take that from him again. If you made it to the end, drop your city in the comments. Where are you watching from? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you believe in fighting back the smart way. And remember, when someone tries to destroy you, don't just survive. Outsmart.